in an effort to reduce and eliminate the national debt, what can you expect to accomplish as a junior member in your first term? Please provide specifics on your debt reduction plan, and would you eliminate earmarks and pork barrel spending to bring down the national debt?
Okay, let's work back.
3 minutes, by the way, not 2.
Thank you. Let's work backwards. Sure, we need to do everything we can to eliminate earmarks and that kind of spending, but folks, that's just a minuscule part of our budgetary problems. Our entitlement programs are twice as big as our discretionary programs, so we've got to focus on those. But if we're going to reduce debt, all of us are in business, we know what the answer to that is. That part's not rocket science. We've got to keep our revenues at a certain point or raise them. We've got to take our expenses, we've got to lower them, and then we can't re-increase them. Once we create that gap, then we can start paying down debt. So, as I mentioned earlier, from a specific standpoint, I think we need to do 2 different things. With the discretionary programs, we have absolutely got to start with across-the-board spending cuts. There's 2 ways to cut, across the board or targeted. We've got to shock the system. We've got to wake these people in Washington up. Across-the-board spending cuts, 5% a year for the first 5 years. After that, then we'll start targeting, maybe even before that, we'll start cutting programs. National, Federal Department of Education, Federal Department of Energy, etc. This is how we'll continue to take down our expenditures side. Growing the revenue side, we want to grow the economy, obviously. And again, I'm a big proponent of the fair tax, that's one thing. But the key, of course, is common sense and human nature. If we make the United States a tax haven, if we make it business friendly, business will come here, business will stay here, business will grow here. That means reduce regulation, get out of the way of the entrepreneurs in this country. We know how to solve any problem they throw at us, including the economy, so let's get out of the way. That's how we'll deal with the discretionary side and the delta between the revenues and the discretionary side. The entitlement programs, again, we have to look back probably at Paul Ryan's program, Roadmap for America 2.0, and how to rescue our entitlement programs. But those are my plans for doing this. And I think I've got all the questions, but the first one, which is probably the most important one, as we talked about earlier, how as a freshman do you do that? Folks, you don't. You do it as a team of freshmen. You've got to build the team. I've already got the plan for it. I've got the first 100 people identified. I'm going to see if I can find 200. And we're going to talk about this ahead of time. We're going to make these plans ahead of time. That's how you do it, not on your own.